What you should know about Samsung's new flagship phones. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Samsung is Director of Smartphone Product Management, Blake Gaiser. Hi, Blake.
Hi, how's it going?
Terrific. We're glad to see you once again. It's been a little while, and lots of excitement around the Galaxy S24 series shipping in just a few days, really. Give us the overview to start with.
Yeah, the Galaxy S24 series, just a phenomenal series. Really took the S series to the next level. Increasing a lot of our hardware as we do year over year, but really now folding in really great usable AI functionality into the phone that really touches every aspect of the phone to just give it a phenomenal uh, feel use case to it, and really kind of bringing it to the next level.
Well, we talk about AI being part of this. Give us some examples of how it's used, what people are going to find valuable here.
Absolutely. So with Galaxy AI, which is kind of our umbrella term for all things AI that are built into this phone, it really helps with everything from performance to how we communicate to our camera and picture taking and photo editing aspects. So what we've really done is utilize AI, both on device AI and cloud AI, to really bring a lot of these functionalities that a lot of people have wanted with their phone to the next level. So, being able to communicate live on a phone call with instantaneous translations to full translations on the keyboard, utilizing it for productivity so you can record and transcribe meeting notes, including recognizing different speakers and then being able to summarize those conversations, all the way through to our camera, where we're utilizing AI to enhance photography, both when taking a picture by being able to recognize what kind of scenery that you're taking a photo of, and to make sure that all of your pictures are coming out as crisp and contrast with the best color tonality possible, all the way through post processing editing. So making sure that you can make those tweaks after you've taken the photo from various generative edit functionalities, where you can clip out objects, move them, resize them, and then fill in the background to where they once were, or to change the tilt if you were just a little bit off, and instead of having to crop the photo, to be able to fill in the background. Just so many different use cases that we built into the S24 series.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the photo capabilities because that's what a lot of people see these as, like flat screen cameras today, right? So on the surface, it may seem like you're offering a lesser optical zoom in the Ultra. Tell us what the story is.
Absolutely. When listening to our customers and looking at how our customers were utilizing their camera phones, what we recognized was that the most used zooms were at the 3x and at the 5x zoom rates. So, what we did specifically with the S24 Ultra is we swapped out our 10x 10 megapixel optical lens with a 5x 50 megapixel optical lens. And what we've seen there, and the reason being, is now you're able to get high resolution 5x optical photography shots, which is one of the most used distances that our customers use. But you're also getting additional benefits within video, in that you're able to do 8K video at 5x zoom, as well as being able to utilize 4K video all the way up to 120 frames per second. And then when looking at our 10x zoom, by digital sensor cropping, what we're able to do is to provide a 10x optical quality zoom utilizing that very high resolution 5x optical 50 megapixel telephoto.
And as far as the images are concerned, obviously the results are what count, and that's what you're giving people here.
Absolutely. It really comes down to making sure that we're making every aspect of our phone better year over year. And with this solution, upgrading it to a full 50 megapixels, increasing the size of those pixels as well, really allows us, not only to have higher resolution zoom capabilities, both in photography and with our video, but we've also increased our optical image stabilization. So therefore, when you're taking a photo, it actually utilizes the AI to recognize and tap into the gyroscope on the device to recognize what your movement is with the camera compared to what it is that you're videoing, and utilizing that OIS and that wider range to give you much smoother video. And through pixel binning as well, we're able to provide much more light into those pixels and giving you much better contrast in those low light settings.
Terrific. So tell us, I mean, from the perspective of this being the only camera people have with them these days, very often that's the case. What are you seeing in terms of camera usage with these phones historically? Now, I guess more and more with each generation.
Absolutely. We are seeing people take more photos, more videos, higher quality photos. And, specifically, one of the biggest things that we've seen in the rather near future is that people are wanting, and they actually are editing photos on their device more so than ever before. So not only is it important that we're getting the best shot natively with the camera, but then we're also providing the tools to be able to edit those photos after you take the shot. So, then obviously the next step there is, how do you share them? And social media being a big player in that regard, we've taken big steps with the S24 family and our hardware accelerators and partnerships with our social media partners to be able to actually utilize the hardware on our devices natively within those social media apps. So traditionally, you wouldn't necessarily be able to utilize all of the hardware on your Galaxy device if you were, in the Instagram app. Now we've allowed them access to things like the gyroscope, to the laser focus, to the optical image stabilization, and our HDR. So now, through all of that, with what we call our UniHal Plus hardware accelerator, is that you're able to provide, the best photos on those social media sites as if you were just taking them and keeping them on your gallery.
Let's talk a bit about the different flavors. As always, we've got different flavors of the S24 for people.
Absolutely. So, with the S24 family, similar to previous years, we do have a base model. So the S24 base model is a 6.2-inch full HD screen, which is actually a millimeter larger year over year, without the device being larger. And we've done that by slimming the bezels around. So the screen is getting so much closer to that frame where it's fully immersive. With that base model, you get your 12 megapixel ultra wide, your 50 megapixel wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto with that 12 megapixel selfie. All of that and all of these devices are running on what we call the ProVisual engine. And that is the AI engine that is really making sure that the photos that you're taking have the best settings within them, providing you the best contrast, the best color tonality, and everything. Now, when we go up to our next model, the S24 Plus, we've actually done a heck of a lot with this device. I absolutely love it. It is 6.7 inches within the screen, which is an additional millimeter larger than year over year. Also by slimming the bezels, so not actually making the phone larger. We've increased the battery by 200 milliamp hours. We've also updated the screen from a full HD to a quad HD. So what you're getting is much higher resolution on that bigger, brighter screen. And then moving into our Ultra, You have the same 6.8 inch screen with the Quad HD display on that. And we talked about the camera. So we have, our 12 megapixel ultra wide, the same 200 megapixel hero camera, the upgraded 50 megapixel 5x telephoto that we just discussed, an additional 10 megapixel telephoto, and a 12 megapixel selfie. Now, what's really neat about all of these devices is that for the screens, we've increased the brightness of those screens to a max 2,600 nits peak, which is a 40% increase in screen brightness year over year. So that is really allowing our customers to be able to see clearly these devices, even when you're in super bright light, like outdoors. And that's on all three models. Additionally, this year on all three models, we have a 1 to 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate, meaning that if you're not needing to refresh the screen very often, it will bring down the refresh rate on those devices, therefore saving you battery on all of them. So that used to be only with our Ultra model, but now it's available on the base and the Plus model as well.
Now, a brighter screen sometimes equates, or very often equates, to shorter battery life. So how are you countering that?
So the adaptive refresh rate plays, a big part of that. And, that peak brightness is happening when you're in the brightest environment. So being an adaptive refresh rate and being able to adjust the brightness, based upon the lighting conditions that you have, that definitely helps within the battery. Additionally, all three of these devices have the brand new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy chipset, which is an increase year over year throughout the board. But one of the things that it does very well is it brings additional battery efficiency, again, utilizing AI to recognize what energy your phone needs, how to use it as efficiently as possible. And you tie all of those in together. We're seeing we're seeing multiple hours of additional usage time year over year from the S23, which was widely applauded for how long that battery was working in that model. And so you're getting even more bang for your buck.
Just terrific. So I guess for a lot of people, there's always a debate when something like the S24 comes out. Is it time for me to upgrade? Maybe I have an S23 or the previous generation before that. When is it time for me to buy the new one? What are the key reasons that people will
You,
want this phone?
Absolutely. And it's unique to each person, and that's really why uh Samsung does our best to provide options for our customers. So what we found here is that the S24 series is the absolute best companion for those that are still sitting with Note devices. I was a Note lover, used them forever and ever, and there's still a lot of them out there. And this, the S24 Ultra really takes everything about the Note to a whole new level, from more adaptive S Pen, better photography, much faster, better gaming potentials, all of that. And so what's unique about the S24 as well is just the tremendous increase in the NPU processor, the neural processing unit, which is the brainchild for all things AI. And being that we've had a significant increase year over year with that processor, we're able to do things faster, more accurately than ever before. So we have a slew of features that do on-device AI, from your photo editing, remastering photos, removing reflections, to managing color, all the way through um, our translation services and our transcription services that are done. The transcription services that are done on device. So it's for those people that really are looking. Maybe they're like me, who just love new tech year over year and see that There have been some big jumps year over year, both hardware but also software. And then those older models, you're actually taking generational leaps with the S24 series in terms of battery life and performance and the like.
Just terrific. Well, congratulations once again. The site, I'm sure, is Samsung.com for more information. Blake Gaiser, thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you so much.